has Donald Trump, who was the guy who said,
Let me just say this. It's amazing to me how you can look at Trump and over TV and see clips of him, and you can diagnose his sickness. He's sick.
Did I diagnose him?
You said he was sick. Did you not say he was sick?
Over and over again, I've said I'm not a doctor. I've also said, just like Joe Biden, he's in his early 80s. He's dragging his leg. He clearly does not have the mental acuity that maybe he had 10 or 15 years ago. I've also said repeatedly that I'm not a doctor. And that's a pretty normal thing from somebody in their early 80s. He's an old man. I haven't done what people like you do. I haven't diagnosed him with a disease. I haven't said that he has Alzheimer's. And I haven't done with what you people do on the far right. So no, I have not diagnosed him with a disease. Well, he's in his early 80s. And usually when people enter their 80s, their health does normally deteriorate a little bit. And you've seen Donald Trump and what he looks like, and he drags his legs. So don't put words in my mouth, and let's move on to something else.
I haven't seen him dragging his legs. But let me just say that I remember when JD used to tell you about Biden and his sickness and his problems.
And what are his problems? What are his problems? What are his problems? What are his problems?
When he was falling. Okay, I'll tell you what they were.
Yeah, what are they? Dr. Herb, please tell me.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
He was falling down.
He was falling down.
He was wandering off in the
He was falling down. When was he falling down? Hold on. Okay, one at a time. One at a time.
Going up the steps. No, not one at a time.
No. We're going to go through this one at a time, and I'm not going to let you just.
What was wrong?
No, we're going to do one at a time. Dr. Herb.
He was falling down.
Dr. Herb.
He was
Dr. Herb.
missing his words.
Herb.
Herb. You never said
Herb.
time.
Herb. Are you going to stop talking? Are you going to stop talking?
No, I'm not going to. I'm going to finish what I got to say.
Finish. Then finish, because it's not your show, it's mine. Finish.
No, it doesn't make any difference. I'm gonna call and I'm gonna say what I gotta say.
Yeah, and finish. Okay, Herb, you've said that now 10. Herb, stop talking.
Making mistakes,
Herb,
and you never.
Herb. Okay,
this
Herb.
man does
he
not
won't stop
need
talking.
To be president.
Okay, so Herb, has Donald Trump ever fallen? Has Donald Trump? Herb, to have a conversation, you can't go on a filibuster. I'm going to try to address all the things you've said. First of all, has Donald Trump ever fallen down? Has he ever stumbled before?
Oh, I don't know.
You don't know. Very convenient that you don't know. Has Donald Trump, who was the guy who said, I want to see if you're consistent here, Herb. Who was the guy who said you needed ID to buy bread? Did Joe Biden say that?
Oh, Brian.
Please answer the question. Who was the guy who said Jeb Bush got us into the war in Iraq? Don't Brian me, Herb. Answer the question. Answer the question. Answer the question. Answer the question. No, the bottom line is you're an idiot. That's the bottom line. Pot him down because he won't answer my question. I'll keep you on the phone, Herb, but you're a coward. You'll probably hang up the phone. Donald Trump is the guy who mumbles and jumbles. Donald Trump is the guy who said you need ID to buy bread. Donald Trump is the guy who said Jeb Bush got us into the war in Iraq. Donald Trump is the guy that said he defeated Barack Obama. Guess what? I'm not the one that fixates on somebody's health. You are, and you were. And by the way, the guy that you mentioned is no longer on the radio anymore, and he has no platform. That's also something else that probably you should think about a little bit, Herb. I'm the one who has 200,000 listeners a day, and the guy who you referenced doesn't have a show. Now, I know you hung up the phone because you're a coward and you didn't want to answer the question. Okay? Joe Biden's old. So's Donald Trump. When people are in their 80s, sometimes they forget things. Sometimes they trip. Sometimes they stumble. I said I'm not a doctor because I'm not a doctor. You're an idiot who calls yourself a doctor, which you're not. Joe Biden is also no longer the president of the United States. The guy who's the president of the United States recently said that drug prices are going down 1,500%. The guy who's the president of the United States is the guy who rolled out the red carpet for Vladimir Putin. The guy who is the president of the United States is the guy who obsesses over Joe Biden, who blames everything on Joe Biden and Pete Buttigieg and Barack Obama. The guy who mumbles and stumbles and talks about windmills. The guy who talks about Hannibal Lecter. The guy who can't get through a speech without lying dozens and dozens of times is the president right now. Joe Biden is no longer the president. By the way, has Donald Trump ever taken his shirt off in public? Joe Biden just did the other day. Looks pretty good for a guy in his early 80s. But you want to diagnose Joe Biden. I never said Joe Biden wasn't old. In fact, I've said on this show time and time again, I don't think you should be over the age of 70 to be the president. I think it should be between the age of 35 and 70. But the difference between me and you, Herb, besides my higher IQ, and I'm probably a lot better looking than you, is the fact that I'm on the right side of history and I'm consistent. But idiots like you still want to talk about Joe Biden, but you don't want to talk about the damage that Donald Trump is doing to this country. You don't want to talk about the fact that he's not giving people due process, or this big and beautiful bill is a disaster. You don't want to talk about all the people in this country that are suffering, how he's breaking the rule of law as we speak right now. But you want to talk about Joe Biden's health again because you're a Nimrod. And I think you're in the bunker. And I think you need to get your head examined. What do you think about that, coward?